Today, I am your host, Jason Julius, and we are doing an Off the Rails where we throw up a headline and we conversate about it to see where the conversation goes and what rabbit hole we can get down. So I have my co-host with me today. I've got Dawn, the Bougie Blonde.
What's up, everybody?
And the Master Blaster, Matt Bradshaw.
Clearly, nobody gives a about you.
Trish is on fire today. And the Galactic Demigoddess, Trish.
Hello.
How are you?
I am fabulous, sir. How are you?
Okay, that's what I was about to say. It seems like you got a little pep in your step today.
She was just using your own words right back into
I'm laughing because I'm like, last time around, she was a little bit quiet, but it seems like maybe she's not going to be so quiet this time around.
Got a lot to say about this whole story here.
Okay, well, that's what. Let's get right into it then. So, Trish, what is your off the rails headline?
So, as I stumbled upon some information today, I found that Disney wants to share their radical sexual politics with children.
What?
So, an exclusive video surfaced. And, quote, reimagine tomorrow's conversation series. They want to mobilize the entire corporation in service of the LGBTQIA plus community. If you don't know what that is the lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, and agender.
Okay, now I really got to stop here because now look, and this can go wherever it goes because like I'm an all-inclusive person. Like you do what you want to do. It is not mine. I'm all like, you do you. But, like, I don't want to hear shit about sex ed with 10-year-olds. Like, we're crossing a line here, and you're telling me that Disney, which is supposed to be, I've never known Disney to be part of, quote-unquote, education. They're entertainment. And I don't want to hear about fucking Mickey Mouse talking about the different sexual genders or Snow White. Is this what this literally is?
Well, really Snow White?
I don't know. I mean, we're...
Executive producer Latoya Ravino laid out Disney's ideology in blunt terms, and the team is implementing a not at all secret gay agenda and regularly adding queerness to children's programming. It says here that they have recruited the company's most intersectional employees, a black, and I quote, queer, a trans person, a bi-romantic, asexual.
But the thing is, this is bullshit. And don't get me wrong. I guess you had Mickey and Minnie Mouse. I get that. But like sexuality has never been a piece of Disney. Like none of that stuff has ever been talked about.
Times are changing.
Yeah. I mean, no, this is the thing is now what I want to, in this day of this woke bullshit, I'm offended by this.
Well,
so this should go away. This should just be canceled.
Well, they say that 50% of on-screen characters are sexual and racial minorities. So they're going to make sure, they're not using pronouns now like he, him, she, her.
No, it was Mickey and Minnie and Snow. They didn't even refer to that shit back then.
They've added a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Well, and don't get me wrong. I get it. I haven't watched cartoons in a whole long time.
Well, now they're making sure, children who don't feel like they're, a boy or a girl, they're more gender fluid. They want to make sure that they're included in these videos and these shows. So now they're going out and they're basically getting rid of all that to make everything gender fluid so that way everybody can identify.
Well, and here's what's going to happen. They're only going to be adhering to those types of people because the rest of the world already is going to boycott.
Well, no, because
they're going to be done.
No, but that's the thing right there. It's because the reality is, and anybody listening to this, fucking hear me, this is going to offend a lot of conservative Christian families. Yes. And you know what? They're going to fucking stomach it and they're going to tolerate it. And they're not going to scream canceled. They're going to be pissed about it and they're going to vote with their dollars, but they're not going to get up there and try and cancel and silence Disney.
Oh, you want to bet?
I don't think they will.
I agree with you, Matt.
I don't think they will.
No way.
No. Because I think
Christians are going to stand for this.
No, you say that. Look, Disney is its own private corporation.
Not just Christians.
No, they're free to do what they want to do. That's not my point. The people people that were literally screaming for freedom of speech and burning shit down in the 60s are the same that are trying to censor shit now and trying to cancel people. And now you've got Disney doing this dumbass shit. And the conservative people are going to be very offended by this, but those people are not the people that the woke culture has risen from.
Are you saying that they don't have cancel culture in the right-wing Christian atmosphere?
I don't know. Tell me, I don't think they do. I'm not saying that they don't protest. I'm not saying that they don't disagree, but do they, quote unquote, cancel? Do they try and rake people? Really? Yeah. Really?
Both sides do. Everybody loves canceling shit.
And I just don't see that. I mean, again, because I'm all about it. Like, vote with your dollars. Mm-hmm. If you don't approve of something or something doesn't jive with you, or if you're offended by it, well, then don't patronize it. But the cancel culture of trying to force people off the air. I will say, I think that you will see that there is a whole lot of, I hate to say this, God-loving, God-fearing people that when Disney came with their own little Netflix, Disney reaped the benefit of millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Yep. And I think you're going to find a lot of those people canceling those subscriptions. I'm just saying that's the vote with your dollars
Here's
part.
the thing, though. Even though you have a lot of the older people in there, those people now, like you said, from the 60s and 70s, those are the grandparents.
Yes.
Think about these young families who are coming through, who are the interracial grandparent or the interracial parents or the gay parents or the lesbian parents. So they're fighting for this. Like, we want to be included. We want to know that it's okay to have two moms or two dads out here.
Yeah, some representation to show
exactly
their family.
Yeah.
Oh, so Mickey is going to have another Mickey that's going to come out of the closet.
No, I don't think that they're going to go ahead and turn around and
it'll probably be Mickey and Mickey Jr.
Maybe Mickey Jr.
Oh, wait a minute. But Mario and Luigi, will they just start making out in front of everybody?
Nintendo is separate from Disney.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's you get where I'm going with it, though.
Maybe that's the thing.
It'll be their downfall.
I just look, and it's like again, I'm live and let live. That's my whole thing. Is the Democrats talk their bullshit, but they're supposed to be the party of live and let live, and they don't. They're the party of control and chastise and woke and cancel. But the point is, I never thought, like, when you say the word Disney, the thought sexuality never entered my brain. And now they're making sure to put sexuality at the forefront of their brand. And I'm just shocked by that. Like, I'm genuinely shocked that they would be the ones that would be leading with this.
I have so many questions of what you just said.
Well, go ahead.
How are the Democrats the people?
No, that's what the party is supposed to. The whole Democratic Party
who
was.
Are they stopping from doing what they want to do in their lives?
Oh, dude, the Democrats are the ones that want to control everything about your life.
How so?
Well, through taxation and repression would be one of those.
But they're not stopping you from gay rights or gay marriage or...
Well, but you want to talk about that. They're the ones that make the promises that they never followed through with them, because the Democrats have now twice had full control of all three houses. Twice now, they did it by getting people that wanted marijuana legalized to vote for them, because they saw that if the Democrats were in power, marijuana would be legalized. And twice now, the Democrats blew smoke up their ass to get their vote, and then have done exactly jack shit about this very much a problem, because nobody should be going to jail for it.
The few fake Democrats that are Republicans but run as a Democrat to get elected.
Oh, but you got rhinos, and I don't want to hear that shit, because you got the pieces of trash like Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid, which I know he's dead now. I don't care. But the point is, what's the other? There's so many of them up there that they ran on that they would right this wrong, because over 50% of this nation wants marijuana to be legalized.
And then pharmaceuticals got involved and were like, here's some money for your campaign and you're not going to legalize. And they're like, Right.
Yeah, so they're not. So again, it just proof positive that they're not up there to actually represent the people or live up to the commitments that they made to get the votes.
What's more important, easier to control, is states' rights to go ahead and overturn it. So,
well, my sister's
to your people.
No, my
that
sister made a comment.
Indiana,
she said that part of she said that any major thing like this that has happened, that there has to be a tide that comes. That at a certain point, enough states come on board that finally the Fed gets with the program after enough of them. And to my knowledge, at least half of the states, obviously Indiana's not one of them. Huh?
We're at 28 or 29 states right
now. So at some point,
we're over 50%.
Yeah, at some point we're going to hit a tipping point. But I've also said, like, Kentucky will go down with a fight. They're not going to legalize. And since Indiana borders on Kentucky,
I believe, passed for medical.
Really?
Yeah. I think I heard that too.
So Indiana is like the last of the problem
we're the
on
one
this.
In the Midwest holding
That's because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll tell you 20 things that I love about Indiana that they do so well, but this is one of them where they are on the wrong side of history, and that's
we have Lily's, and Lily's makes the synthetic marijuana.
Which comes with side effects, but I mean, obviously, this totally veered off of Disney.
Well, I would say it's as crazy as Disney going all this as Lily's. So
it really
Lily's, and I'm all for Disney doing whatever they want to do. If there's less people at the Star Wars park when I go, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I don't see Kentucky
somehow
being
you found this way to turn it into
medicinal marijuana law. Sorry. Kentucky's not on there yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't think Kentucky was on there. That's
yes, back to Disney and their sexual politics with children. So yeah, they're even revamping for CBD.
CBD is not. That's not. That's. I mean, it's legitimate, but it's not.
Well, I mean, it starts.
It's a step closer. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think it's not fully.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like, Indiana started on the road to CBD, and then they rolled the shit back too. Mm-hmm. And as far as I know, Mitch McConnell is in the pot industry, so that wouldn't surprise me on the CBD side of it because isn't he like a senator for Kentucky?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, so it's about him lining his pockets with money. It still doesn't have anything to do with the will of the people, because the will of the people, by and large, this should be a non-issue. Nobody should be going to jail for it, and none of it should be coming from over the border because when I remember as a kid, like, you couldn't do none of that shit. And that's what empowered all of that money in those drug cartels, was because that's where all the marijuana came from. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And we are off the rails.
Yes,
I have to go back. I have to go back to this conversation because I don't care what people's preference is in that. I want to be clear about that. But I also don't think that this is something that they should do whatsoever.
Well, they're saying,
and Dawn is, for clarification, Dawn is that conservative female, and she is that voice for. If she's saying this is likely what you're actually going to hear out of the conservatives, and without even labeling a party. I mean, that you have people that are. It's not about party affiliation. They are generally God-loving, God-fearing conservatives, and they're going to have an issue with this. Are they going to want to cancel them? No, but are they going to?
Well, they can have their own station. I mean, their own.
They have Disney Plus.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know some conservative Democrats.
Yeah. Well, see, what they want to do is they're just wanting to implement. They're wanting to integrate these people into the movies and the shows, basically to show that they can be accepted too. So you have the trans, the asexual, and the bisexual characters, and
I just wonder how they're actually going to portray that.
This day and age, I know that. Okay, Angry Bird. In this day and age, I mean, there are movies now that have gay parents in them, and they have the lesbian parents and they have the gay parents and things like that. So would it be a step to throw in a trans dad? I mean, there's a lot of articles out there. There's a lot of shows out there, especially, I don't know why.
I think there should be representation.
Well, but you say that, but it's just like we have, America is known for like porn, of all kinds of porn. But you know what America is not known for that's like very popular over in Asia? Cartoon porn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I'm like, it didn't have to be.
Right.
Disney didn't have to step out onto the forefront of this.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. And because I've seen it, and it didn't bother me at all. I would see TV shows, and it would be two gay men or two lesbian women that were raising a child, and I didn't think nothing of it. And I guess now that I think about it, I'm like, okay, they injected that into the programming, but it was just part of. That wasn't the lead. That wasn't the story. This is what we're leading with. Hey, pay attention to this. Well, it seems to me that's what Disney's doing is saying, hey, pay attention to this.
And I think that's just, like I said, it's starting to become more popular, more known. I was at the dentist about a month ago, and there was a show that popped up, and it was I gave birth to I'm the dad, but I gave birth to my child or something. And it was a transgender. She still obviously had the parts to have a baby, but she looked like a man.
Oh, because I'm sitting there going, what hole did it come out of?
Yeah, like she had a beard and a mustache, but she still had a vagina.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he was also a doula. And I'm like, okay, so he's a doula.
What's a doula? I'm sorry.
Basically, it's like kind of like a midwife who helps like pregnant women and they go through pregnancy with them and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Well, then it was like, then I had my own baby and I was like, wait, what the fuck? So I'm watching it and he's the man, but he had the baby, but then his wife is there and she's a full female. Like she never went through any type of transition. So obviously there are families like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So maybe Disney is just saying, hey, this is something that actually comes out. Because if you go to my kid's school, there's a bunch of different parents. I honestly would not be surprised if there was a transgender parent in there. So maybe this is just trying to bring it out to other kids who don't understand. Like, hey, my dad gave birth to me, but really it was a mom a long time ago. So maybe that's what they're trying to say. Are they trying to cram, all these different sexualities down your kid's throat? I would hope
and
not.
See, and that's where I get into it right there. Because the thing is I want to be honest. Because again, God damn it, I am an all-inclusive. When I say all-inclusive, I mean you do you.
Yeah.
But I never had a problem with gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do you. It's not my
just fat people.
Oh my God! Here we go with that.
Nobody gives a fuck about
it. Oh my God! I can't believe it. My problem was with the flaming gay people that taunted you and were intent on throwing it in your face. That I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to throw me in your face. You shouldn't be trying to throw you in my face. That's when it becomes offensive to the point of antagonization, and antagonization is where bad shit happens. So I'm looking at this of the same thing that I'm like, this is not, Disney has long been known for wholesome entertainment. And I guess on maybe some way, a little bit of general education, but not education on sexuality.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I just think
they're always sliding in stuff.
They are. This day and age, it's a lot different.
Well, don't get me wrong, because I'm not up on it. I'm up on what I remember as a kid and the legacy of Disney being a very wholesome platform. I guess.
Bye bye princesses.
Yes, it's bye bye princess. It's bye bye princes, and the reason why this even caught my eye is because my kid obviously is only 6, but she didn't know anything about homosexuality whatsoever. Up until this year.
Now.
Well, when she went to school, she came home and she said, do you want to hear something crazy?
And that's what I said, 6 years old.
Yeah.
We shouldn't, they should not be talking about that shit.
And that's the thing. She came home and she said, do you want to hear something wild, Mom? And I said, well, yeah, shoot. And she's like, my teacher, he's gay and he's married to a man. And I was like, what? She was like, oh yeah. She's like, he has a husband. She was like, and he talks to him. She was like, and he's really nice. He showed us pictures. And in their class, they're very inclusive of these things. Have we had the conversation of what happens in a homosexual relationship? Absolutely not.
Yeah, but the point is, what is this teacher's job?
To teach.
No.
Not tell his personal
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This teacher's job is to teach math. So what job is
that's not fair though?
It is fair. It is fair because it's taking away your parents. You bitch about the parents not
so
actually.
It's okay that a male teacher has his wife come in and bring him lunch. That's okay.
But the gay people can't.
But the gay person has his partner come in and shame on you.
I'm not saying shame on you.
Are they supposed to just be introduced?
No, I'm saying no. My point, because I mean, don't get me wrong. We're getting lines there, but
that's
no, because I see where Matt's going, and I'm with you on it. I'm totally with you on it. Like a gay man should be able to bring his gay husband food, and if that pops up, okay, then yes. And I'm saying it would be staged. They would stage it so that they could bring it to the forefront. But you're saying this as if like they come into class to learn math and the teacher's like, hey, we're not going to learn math today. we're gonna learn about sexuality
apparently
today.
his husband had called on the phone and he had talked to him, and the kids were like, "Who is that?" And he was, I guess, the conversation led into a lot of questions. And he was like, "Okay, this is my husband."
Okay.
Blah blah blah. And like I explained to her, yes, there are men who like men. There's women who love women, whatever the case may be. If that's what you love, then that's what you love. Have we went into the whole thing?
We all take personal phone calls while we're
working. The only thing she was worried about is if they were going to be able to have babies. And I was like, well, in this day and age, and that's when I brought up foster homes and adoption and how sometimes mommies and daddies don't actually want their babies. So they give them away. And it's guys like this who want babies but can't have them. So I tried to flip the script on it a little bit to help her out, to get her to understand. Okay. So maybe that's what Disney's trying to do, is try to integrate these people into their lives, because you never know how many friends that you really had growing up who was gay but was afraid to tell their parents.
No, and I mean, I realize, and that's what I said. Yeah. There is like America and inclusion has come a long way in my lifetime. Like there's.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why when I see, because look, I mean, and I hate to bring this up because this throws me. We had an employee and I mean, it just totally like, it threw me. Because it confused me, and then when it confused me, I'm like, okay, it's got to confuse you, because it's definitely confusing other people. It was a female that wanted to be a man, but she wanted to be a gay man so that she could date gay men. Right there, like Trish, I'm like, you are totally accepting, and your head, your eyes just totally like.
Yeah, I had to process that.
You had to process to think about that.
She wanted to switch genders to then be a gay man. And,
what it come down to is, as a female, she wanted to date a gay man, and in her own mind, the only way that she was going to be able to attract a gay man was for herself to become a gay man, so that she could get a gay man to date her as a gay man.
So is she going to get the full surgery? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. She didn't.
Because that's the thing too. If there are situations, again, I've been in this community, for a while here and there, but there was a situation where I knew a female who had a gay boyfriend, and she was like, I strap up, like I wear a strap.
So a female that literally found a gay man that was like, we click, let's date. So she strapped him. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I mean, that's.
Moving along.
And now Dawn's uncomfortable.
Yeah, no.
Dawn's saying we're short on time.
We've given a fair amount to this, and I mean that. So yeah, let's keep it moving on. Trish, that was a pretty solid freaking off the rails headline to. So wow. Okay.
I am pleased.
Yeah, no, that was solid. That was a solid off the rails. Okay. Master Blaster, what do you got? What do you got, Matt?
I'm sorry to always be a disappointment.
Oh my God! I mean,
but I felt like he was one of the greatest actors of our lifetime.
We're going to disagree on this, but go ahead. Oh. I don't know. I'm just.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Bruce Willis retiring because of I'm not going to say it right, but aphasia.
Mm-hmm. From what?
APHASIA. It's a brain damage condition to where you can't communicate or recognize people.
Oh wow!
And I guess it's like really bad.
Wow! And because now I'm gonna
retire.
And the thing is, I am going to agree. I mean, like I remember, like my first introduction with Bruce Willis was Moonlighting. I don't know if anybody remembers Moonlighting.
Somebody out there might, but
oh no, because I mean, I'm trying to think of her name. It was him and I
just think it's one of the great. And this will get people commenting and arguing. Die Hard's one of the best Christmas movies.
One of the best Christmas movies. Okay, I mean, I got you that. I mean, Bruce Willis always. I mean, the dude had great personality. I mean, his personality really came out. That's disappointing. That's
Sybil Shepherd.
Well, there we go. Yes, that way back when she was like back in the '80s, man. She was the bomb. I mean, yeah.
Some of us were born in the 80s.
I know. That's what I'm saying is that, like I said, I knew when I said Moonlighting, you guys were like, huh? That's where, I don't know if that's where Bruce Willis got his start, but that was one of his first leading roles.
He came out in 85. What year were you born?
86.
Oh, okay.
I have a strict rule. I don't watch anything before I was born.
Oh, is that what it is?
No.
Yeah, if my greatness wasn't in the world, it's just...
It just didn't exist?
You're right.
Wow.
That's a very millennial statement.
It really is. It is. Because I'm sitting there going,
I'm aware
you're
of
trying
it,
to, I existed before then, but I mean, a lot of things existed before then. But this could be one of those moments where your
though.
greatness is failing. But there's possibility there. I mean,
It was an 85, so it wasn't.
Okay. 85 is I love the 80s, man. I mean,
I was born in 83.
That's
I mean, everything in my timeline is
90s
before me
forward.
or after me.
Oh, is that okay? That's yes, man. I'm Bruce. You really you did entertained a lot of people, and even when you were off camera, or not off camera, but I mean like off script, just as a interviewed individual, dude seemed like a very level-headed, pretty down to earth individual in general. And I don't know from Adam. He could be an egotistical, stuck up, rich sap. I don't know, but I mean, what I observed out of him was that he was a pretty solid human being in general. So I mean, that's sad. That's because I mean, I would have loved to have seen those older roles that he might have been able to actually do.
Because he probably would have done pretty good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Dawn, the Bougie Blonde, what you got?
Short.
all right. Keeping it short, we're going to talk about the smack, and not the one I want to do to the Disney producers, but the one that Will Smith did to Chris Rock.
And you guys get to inform me about this, because I know like just enough to be dangerous, because I've heard some just bullshit scrolling on some shit, but
Well,
I'm like,
more and more keeps coming out.
where did I?
And
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
This is your topic, so
Yeah,
I know, but you were going to do it too, so let's roll.
Right. Will Smith is where I'm standing on that.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, because what I was told was his wife cheated on him, but he was still standing by his wife when other people tried to talk shit about it.
Not even, I mean, cheating's not even a word. Like, they have an open marriage. She's been out screwing all kinds of people.
Okay, so people
They were yelling
which is totally
that.
Like there are plenty of those types of relationships.
And that's cool.
Mind your f***ing business. That shouldn't.
She aired it all out herself.
Okay.
The Red Table, wasn't it her own her own station or her own channel or whatever?
Yeah,
She's got-
like
She aired this out like, okay, I'm like coming out of the like bringing their private sexual shit out of the closet to the
Apparently-
world.
Yeah, she has her own show called The Red Table. I believe that's what it's called.
The Red Table.
I believe that's what it's
I
called.
want to check this out.
I think
And
that is correct.
Basically, she got on there with Will and aired out all of their dirty laundry. Like this man,
Like she did it on purpose to hurt him, or just did it
like,
because it
aired
was.
it all out. And was like, this is, my entanglement with August, my blah, blah, blah. And like, you could see the defeat on the dude's face when he was sitting there.
She did this in front of Will Smith on camera.
He was her guest. It would be like you coming in and being like, all right, well, everybody's fired. So here we are on this podcast. Everybody get.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Like he was
like he was.
He did not know
blind.
that he knew he was going
Yeah.
on there, obviously, but he didn't know that that's where it was going to
Yeah.
And she set it up,
It was like
It's her
record,
show, yeah.
and here we go.
which would honestly mean that sounds like she used her own husband to get ratings.
Which because nobody cares about Jada Pinkett-Smith.
Right.
Okay, so
She's a nobody who constantly wants attention.
Yes.
well, she's getting it, but I mean,
she's
okay.
getting it now.
So where does the Chris Rock thing come into it?
So he made a joke because she has
No hair.
Right. She has a hair condition. Chris Rock says he didn't know.
He didn't
about
know.
her condition. She was there with a shaved head, so he made a G.I. Jane joke. She was in G.I. Jane back, I don't know,
Cool.
92.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was like, I can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2.
Okay.
And when it first cuts over to Will Smith, he's cracking up.
Cracking up.
At first, yeah, he was
loved the
cracking
joke.
up.
Okay.
Then he looked over and seen his wife was not happy about the joke. And then he decided he's going to go on stage and slap Chris Rock.
But this didn't have nothing to do with the whole sexual thing. This was just a comment about the hair thing.
Yeah, this was the alopecia.
At the Oscar
yeah.
ceremony.
So the media is running them together, but they're not together.
Well,
they're completely separate issues.
The coming out on the Red Table was something that happened months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which has nothing to
Right.
do
But
with the
since
G.I.
then-
Jane and the
Right.
bald
Right.
and
Since
the.
then,
like,
then why are they running them together?
Because she's ran his name through the dirt so many times.
Who? Her husband?
Jada,
Or,
yeah,
Well, it was
since
just
Jada's
like, if you're
Jada
not stopping your wife or
Yeah.
hitting these other people who are your wife,
yeah.
but you're going to go.
If it's
on
consensual, I don't know why you would. But if Chris Rock is in, but the thing is, you're telling me he was laughing about it because I'm like, if Chris Rock was he trying to crack a joke because Chris Rock is a comedian?
Yeah, he was.
Or
cracking
he was
the
cracking
joke.
jokes.
So he wasn't trying to take a shot at her. He was just
No.
cracking a
He
joke.
was telling a joke.
He was-
That's what-
Because the thing is let's
He
be
was
clear.
Yeah.
She can be a nobody. She's a beautiful black woman, and I haven't seen her,
She
but
is.
I'm
It ain't
betting
about that,
bald, she would still be a Sinead O'Connor beautiful black woman.
she is pretty hot.
Like not a. This isn't Like you're not making much of a joke in general. I'm having a hard time seeing the joke, but.
Because her hair was just shaved. She went through this whole thing. She even came out online like crying about it, how like she had to lose her hair. And she was like doing kind of one of these with the strands and was like, I had to shave my head because of this condition or whatever. So
but in the day and age of wigs, I mean, I'm like, even women that got hair, they still rotate through wigs anyway.
Either case,
right.
A comedian's job is to tell jokes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And a lot of comedians have been, I mean, like one of our Dave Chappelle's been shut, is more or less just said because of this woke offensive bullshit that I'm like,
Well, I mean, he keeps fighting it, but
but making a comment about G.I. Jane is not like, that's not that big of a goddamn deal. Okay. Okay. So now I'm seeing where you're coming with Will Smith. Okay. So yeah.
So he slaps him.
Yep.
And then obviously they cut the commercial. And then what came out yesterday is they asked him to leave.
And
they're like, you got to go.
Who, Will?
They asked Will to leave.
Okay.
Will refused to leave. Mm-hmm. And they didn't
It's not his. Okay.
He was winning the best actor award.
For what?
For the movie about the Williams sisters.
Oh no shit! Yeah. Because I mean that.
And this is the
I
first
was
time.
moved by that movie. I'm not going to deny
movie.
that. I
Will
mean,
Smith
like
is a great
really.
actor.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
And they didn't want to drag him out with cops. So
Sounds like he fell back into the Hancock role and forgot that you can't. Wow.
So basically, less than an hour after slapping Rock on the stage, he did accept the best actor award for his role in King Richard.
Yep.
Wow.
But after the board of governors meeting, basically, Will has the actor has 15 days to submit in a written response to be considered by the Academy. I'm jacking that all up.
I'm not sure what that means.
Like, is he supposed to write like an apology?
Yes, he has to.
They should take it away from him.
Yeah, I think.
Why?
I think that's
one don't have
they're
nothing to do with
meeting
the other.
again April
But it does.
18th.
But it doesn't.
But it does.
Well, but it doesn't.
You know you're there getting it, and then you acted like a complete yet.
Yeah, well, and
Well,
So
but
you
that
was-
doesn't. What? So you're going to say that just takes away the legitimacy of the actual role itself?
Well, I mean,
It sounds like
I'm
a
just gonna-
domestic
I'm-
issue.
the-
I mean,
the
come
first
on,
thing that
white
pops in my
trash
head is-
people just call the cops. Why don't Chris just call the cops? I mean,
Well, that was the
he
thing, too.
actually did really well in following up with that, and he said Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Yeah, like that's all
He made it even funny, like, and then everybody kind of thought it was a part of it,
right.
But
I still
then they
thought it was
realized.
fake.
Then
I
they
still think
realized
it's
it wasn't.
wow.
I don't
Okay.
think it was staged, but
Wow.
yeah. So
And the bad thing is I'm sitting there going, we got to get our shit like rolling live because we don't need this episode actually coming out 2 months from now. These motherfuckers are going to be like, this is old news. What are you talking
all
about
this
this now?
is going to be old news until
No,
it's up
yeah.
running.
No. That's what I said. We got to get
gotta come out
we got to get
the
rocking
day
and
after
rolling because
we
this needs
talk about it.
to actually
This will be one that simmers for a long time, and then it comes out, and they're gonna be like, they're right.
yeah.
Will.
They were yelling that in the audience.
That was the most disgusting part. Is the whole
Yes.
crowd was cheering for him. A lot of them. There was a couple people that booed him, but
Yeah.
overall, he got a standing ovation. And it's like you just assaulted a man for doing his job.
And Chris Rock is so great. Like
a harmless guy.
harmless,
I mean,
funny. Oh, so funny.
Wow.
Like, what a great guy. And
I'm team.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. This is something that I wouldn't have expected this out of his demeanor at all. That's
Right.
His mom even got on and was like, I've never seen him act out of character like this.
well, and I'm just wondering if she's a kind of if Jada is more of a revenge kind of.
I mean, did you not look
in
at
his life.
like her face when she saw him? Like she just kind of did one of these, like, "Fucker, if you don't do something, I'm gonna." Fuck
Well,
you
but
up."
she laughed at first. That's what they didn't show you.
But I mean,
later
I'll
put
be
it out.
honest. I mean,
Like,
because
she
we look at
laughed
this,
first.
I would rather go back to the subject of what's it called, the red what or
The red table.
the red table. I mean, like, because again, what most people don't realize is that I mean, when you talk about inclusion, there is a whole lot of different relationship structures going on out there today. And the reality is, as long as you ain't harming nobody else, whatever you agree with your partner it is what it is. I don't understand why you'd make a big deal about it. But man, to set her own husband up, to bring him up, to air all of that stuff that is bedroom personal agreement stuff, like that really is, that is like devastatingly. Like, I almost wondered if it is a full-blown cuckold relationship where she literally did that to straight up humiliate him and then take him home and be like, I mean,
there are definitely cuckold relationships out there, but I mean, can't you just like put his dick in like a chastity belt?
No, that's what I'm saying is generally that stuff is behind closed doors humiliation.
Sorry.
not like legitimate, like on national fucking TV.
That's like the ultimate.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that was.
That's just pure disrespectful to a host.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was about to say is, I mean, because I'm sitting there going, again, national TV, you would think that you wouldn't set your own husband up like that.
She craves attention.
Oh, I mean, apparently. I'm like.
She's done nothing. Like, I'm not trying to be mean.
No,
like,
I get it.
She just hasn't done anything.
I'm not going to say that she hasn't done anything, but she hasn't done anything in a while.
Exactly.
I mean, okay.
I just remember her and set it off. What else was she in?
G.I. Jane.
And what else?
You say, was she in? What?
I know she was. I thought
it was Demi Moore in G.I. Jane.
Demi Moore wasn't.
Yeah, she was in it too.
Jada.
Oh, because she's played in a couple different things as far as I know. But I mean, again,
not a lot.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
not a lot.
Not like her husband. Who
Let's see what we got here. Girls Trip, Set It Off, Demon Night, Women, Low Down Dirty Shame, Nutty Professor, Reign Over Me, Collateral.
Oh, this is all B grade stuff anyway.
Yeah, like there's Magic Mike. Who the fuck? No.
No, but the thing is keep going backwards because
Jason's Lyric. That was a good movie.
No, but that's because I'm like, she made her name in another way. Wasn't she a singer or something? Or maybe she what? Maybe she
was in The Matrix.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember her in The Matrix.
Society 2. I mean, she played in Madagascar. She was definitely in those. Men in Black 3, apparently. I don't remember in a lot. I don't really remember her in a lot of these. Bad Moms. I mean, she's definitely been in several movies,
but not like
movies.
Yeah,
yeah, like
wow,
dollar theater movies.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so you know how you guys give me shit about how I am, and I tell you that I mean I'm
us?
like yeah. We're say us. Most of the girls just don't. They kind of play it on with you, but you give me shit about trying to like scientifically diagnose me and there goes his ADD or his ADHD again.
For the
and I'm like
out there, I have never once tried to diagnose him.
Yes, no. That
you really couldn't.
I mean, I'm not.
I am me. I'm getting it. But the thing is, he throws that shit in my face.
To work here.
Oh my god!
I can diagnose this.
The point is, you have to admit that you have. Let's just say you have jokingly attempted to throw shots across my bow.
You definitely
about this.
You with my professional opinion, you do have ADD.
So, your professional Googled opinion.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So,
my degree from Google MD.
Yeah. So, the news.com, caffeine could be a valid option for treating some ADHD symptoms. Researchers report that prescribed consumption of caffeine can increase attention and retention capacity in adolescents and adults with ADHD. So I just found it funny that I happen to own a coffee company.
Exactly. I hear coffee's like the number one best thing for
that. Well, you know what? The thing is, I'm not going to say caffeine in general, but I mean, it comes out that every day more and more things are, and I get everything in moderation, but that coffee really, I mean, you laugh about that video. Coffee makes me go poop. I mean, the coffee does a lot of good things.
What pooping upsets you too, Dawn?
The Bougie Blonde is just
so crazy.
So let's.
Wait a minute. So you got a problem with like moist?
No. Oh, seriously?
So we can't say moist.
I'm not saying you can't
strap
say it,
on.
just don't
Chastity belt.
Oh, so you don't do good with strap on?
I don't know why.
So basically, you know what it is? It's like an apparatus.
I know what it is.
I just want to make sure you were clear. Okay.
You can actually get all of these at one time.
No.
We should make one huge sentence with all of these in there just to make you
we
uncomfortable.
shouldn't.
You could have a chastity belt on with a strap on that has
Let's
poop.
get back to his
And
ADHD.
poop is moist.
Bend somebody over and peg them.
And that's where you get the moist poop.
I don't have any caffeine, so I can't control the ADD.
Come on.
So you don't drink any caffeine because then it will give you moist poop when you peg someone with a strap on who may also be wearing a chastity belt
Oh wow!
during a cuckold session.
Okay, with we are going to end our off the rails session. So you probably didn't learn. Well, you actually might have learned a couple things from this. Definitely comment, share, review, tell people about this craziness. And until next time, you guys have a good night.
Thanks, Bruce, for the great career.
And nobody gives a fuck about you, Matt.
Will Smith.
Let's go.